Hi, I'm Rick Davis, and I'd like to welcome you to our show. We hope you tune in every chance you get and hope you learn something from every show. Thank you.
Treat the kids to a terrific Christmas. There has never been a year when gold has been worth close to what it is this Christmas season. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, paying record highs for gold, all day, every day. Stop in and see Rick and his friendly, experienced staff at 5301 Brainerd Road in Chattanooga. While there, be sure to mention that you saw this ad on the CW and receive your CW special. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, Chattanooga's premier jewelry store.
We'd like to invite you to stop by the store at 5301 Brainerd Road, where we have an incredibly friendly staff, a very educated staff, and we're there to serve you and answer your questions. So please stop by and get to know us a little bit better, because we are your friend in the jewelry business. Hi, how are you? I'm all right for an old guy.
That's good. It's always a plus.
Did you see our ad in the paper the other day? Said two old fat men. It had a picture of me and Santa Claus and said, we're both coming.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was funny. I don't remember who it was laid it out, but it was a cute little ad. I paid to run it, so I guess I liked it.
Give Santa Claus a little bit more publicity.
Give him some competition,
Yeah.
yeah. Like he needs some.
I think it needs to go away myself.
We've got one ad running that is Santa himself and says even Santa Claus needs a little help every now and then at Christmas time, and we're counting him out some money. Pretty cute little ad.
What do you think about the commercials on TV that Best Buy's got out?
I haven't seen them.
They don't have room for Santa in the stocking or under the tree. So she goes to Best Buy and buys all of it because it's cheap.
Haven't seen that.
It's kind of letting you know that Santa just,
Santa's floating around everywhere.
no,
That's
Santa's
all right.
not the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, ooh, that makes Santa look really good.
I get so darn mad when I see people talk about they don't want to say Merry Christmas anymore because it's got the word Christ in it. You know, that just makes me nuts.
Why
That's
don't we
right.
just forget
I'll
the
only
gifts
say, that's
and
right.
celebrate it like we're supposed
They
to?
want to take In God We Trust out of our currency. They're taking it out of the courthouses, out of the school systems. I mean, that's crazy, crazy, absolutely insanity.
It's all right. One day they're going to need some help.
That's right.
Who they going to look for?
That's exactly right. You got $200 here in what I consider scrap, gold and little diamonds. Not a problem. 100, 200. If you'll sign out with Miss Norma right over there, you're ready to go. Thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas.
How you doing, son?
How you doing, bro?
Like the jewelry, though.
Huh?
Sound like it's jewelry you got on.
Thank you, man. 36 years of fooling with this stuff. I guess I gotta have something to show for it.
Got that right.
$8,312.
I walk out here and jumping up.
You'd be floating out here if you had that, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
At $28.60. You got 30 bucks there.
All right.
Tell Santa Claus we said hello for Christmas.
All right, I'll go back right here.
$30, you go over there to Miss Norma. She'll sign you out on our police report and you're ready to go. Merry Christmas to you. Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. How you doing, bud?
I'm all right for an old guy.
I hear you.
Ain't no use trying to candy coat it. It is what it is.
That's right.
This ain't gonna be a lot of money. It's 18 karat, but it's light. It weighs 1 gram. About $45. And it probably sold in its day. It went with a set, but $45 in a mom and pop store, like a family owned. They do what we call triple keystone. So 3 times 45 is $135. So they'd have it marked $139. Mall stores, they do 6 times. They'd have it marked $279. That's 6 times the materials in it. you know, it makes people crazy because they can't understand. If it's $279 in a store, why can't I get more than $45?
Yeah.
That's the melt value in the gold, the wholesale cost on the diamonds, and then the labor. You know, so you put all that together, that's what you get. Then the rest of it's profit. So that's interest on the money, salesman's commission, all that kind of stuff.
I'll take 45 for it.
And that's not even what I do with it. I'm telling you what to do with it.
Yeah.
If I was smart, what I would do with it is I'd lay it out there in my counter with $79 tag on, but I'm not real smart. So I just throw it in the scrap box. 45. Thank you, man. Merry Christmas to you. Sign out with Miss Norma over there for me. How are you, girl?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm all right for an old guy.
Me too.
30 bucks for the dozen.
How much?
30 bucks.
Me too. Hey, me and Reese was going through some pictures the other day. We found a picture of you and Daddy when y'all was younger standing in front of the limousine.
Oh, God.
You
I'm
had
almost...
that boofy hair and all that. I'm gonna bring it down here.
That sounds like me.
I'm gonna bring it down here and show it to you.
Bob Hardy. Go give that to him. He's going to give me weights on it.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll ease you back in here in a minute. That way I can keep my lines moving. Bob, give me a weight on all that, including the knives and everything.
You fine.
That's total weight.
22.75. $500.
Okay.
Yay, Merry Christmas.
I come from the ex, so it don't mean nothing to me.
We've known each other a long time. It don't take much, you know, ain't no candy coating it. 1, 2, 3, 4, $500.
Need some extra spending money for the holidays? With gold at the highest it has ever been during Christmas, there's no easier way to turn your unused gold into quick spending money than Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds.
My name's Rick Davis. I know we're not the only one buying gold in this area, but we are the #1 buyer of gold in this area. We want to be your friend in the jewelry business. We want your business. Thank you, and God bless. This is a segment that was pre-recorded from our show on Night Talk. We have inserts and people call in and ask questions, and we try to answer them on the spot. So if you'll view the show tonight, it'll answer some of your questions. If not, feel free to check us out at 5301 Brainerd Road. We're Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, and we're your friend in the jewelry business for over 35 years. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, we're back. We're talking to Rick Davis from over at Rick's Gold and Diamonds. We've had a lot of fun with him since we got to know him, and he's here tonight. He's going to give you a lesson tonight in Diamonds 101, and he's got it all fixed out over here for you so we can have a little fun with it.
Judy, we're going to go through this thing, and it's short and sweet. It's to the point, literally easy. Diamonds 101. If you will write down some of these notes that I'm fixing to give you, you can absolutely, if you'll remember just these points, you can absolutely take this. This is what I started with. The thing that made me want to do this is I started trying to understand points, different things on a diamond, different things to look for. These are some of the main points. This is the first grade. Remember, you're back you're just going to school. The top of the stone is referred to as the table. That's the area blocked from here to here, the table. The line that goes separating in the middle, this is referred to as the girdle. These lines that run across it that give it the refractive, the look, the shine, the light bouncing back and forth is called facet junctions. The very tip on the bottom is a culet. 4 very, very key points to a diamond. The first things that you learn is that's what those areas are on a diamond. Now, what you look for in these diamonds, and you have everybody talking and looking, and well, what is that? What is them black spots? Are they diamond mites? Are they flies? Or what are they? These are old dead dinosaurs. This is a spot of carbon. It can be any kind of a shape. It's like a snowflake. No two of them are alike. But the carbon spot on there can be of that look, or it can be round, snowflaked. It could be anything you want to see, but just a black, and you're looking at the internal part of the diamond. You're looking inside the diamond. When you look at it with a loupe, you're looking inside, but you're looking for black specks. Also, you're going to see some frosty spots on the diamond. When you're looking at these frosty areas, they kind of, they're not necessarily black, but they look like little clouds in there, little fried places, like when you was a kid, you used to fry marbles. Those are called occlusions. This is just another flaw that you look for in diamonds. Now here we've got, this is one of the grades that's called IF. You're going to get all the grades here in just a little 5 or 10 minute nutshell. IF stands for internally flawless. We're looking down inside the diamond, and there's what you see. You see absolutely no spots, no specks, no anything. This is a grade that's not thrown around very easily. It's thrown around probably, you hear people say, well, this is a flawless diamond. Well, there's not many of them flawless, but if you're looking at a flawless stone, this is what you see, internally flawless. That means the interior of the stone has no flaws. It might have a nick on the side, it might have other things, but internally flawless, no carbon, no occlusions. You go from that to, and these grades are very strict. This is a Gemology Institute of America. And you can't compare their grading system to what I've got on these papers. But like I said, this is the first grade. You got to start somewhere. And the easier you make it, the more fun it is. It's what got me involved in it. And, it wasn't so complicated. I couldn't understand it. And I started taking notes. And then you study and you look. And, 36 years later, you can grade these things. I'm a certified gemologist grader for GIA. Have been for about 12 years. And it's how you make your money. But this is a grading system that's recognized worldwide.
So when you've got that little thing looking down through that's what you're looking at.
This is what you're looking at. And this is going to be a quick deal going through. If you remember, this IF stone that we looked at had nothing in it. You see how minute those two little spots are in that one? That stands for VVS, stands for very, very slightly included. Now there's a black speck that you'll see in one part of this that is a spot of carbon. You'll see a couple of little faint marks that are occlusions in there. Now there's also VVS1 and VVS2. VS1 and VS2 gets to, instead of very, very slightly, this is very slightly. Not very, very, but very. Very slightly included to the first power or the second power. You start seeing more spots. You start seeing more specks. This is blowing this diamond up to where you're actually looking at it where it looks like it's the size of a basketball. But you're looking at it with the eyepiece, with your diamond loupe. That's what you're looking for. You wonder why jewelry stores sometimes, if you ask them, may I borrow your loupe? Oh, we don't have loupes. Well, the reason they don't have loupes is they don't want you to see all the flaws. They don't want you to look and be able to grade this diamond. They don't want you to be a professional. They're the only professionals. So think about what I'm saying. Look at your grade. A loupe and looking for these marks, it's just good common sense that you look at. Don't let it scare you. There's nothing scary about it. Take the loupe and look at it. Eventually, you'll see something in there that looks like this. Start asking questions. What am I buying? How is it graded? We go from very slightly included to slightly included. There again, on first and second, slightly included 1, slightly included 2. As you see this, it gets more carbon spots, more occlusions, more flaws. They come more dominant in the stone. And each grade is a step down from the prior grade that I've showed you. This is slightly included. Doesn't look too slightly to me, but it is under the grading scale. SI1, SI2, slightly included.
Oh my
Imperfect. We see these in stores all over the country. Used to be when mom and pop stores took a lot of pride in their diamonds and things, you never ever seen these. In the old days, you hear people say about, this is back when a diamond was a diamond. they had no reason to sell this imperfect stones because they took pride in getting the VVS and VS quality stones. It was very little flaws in them, and they pointed it out and they showed their buyers exactly what they were getting. Later years and greed and marketing and bigger companies, they've come to take these things. If you see a diamond out today and they call it a black diamond, if you see a black diamond, that is nothing more than a diamond that is so included with carbon that the entire stone looks black. Instead of having just these little spots, the entire stone is so full it looks black. They used to be drill bits and they couldn't find a way to market these things. Oh, look here, let's call it a black diamond and put it in some nice white silver jewelry. People will love it. And sure enough, they did. The people started buying them, and there's a big market out there now for black diamonds. But they're nothing more than an included stone that is so far included that they couldn't do anything else with it except call it a black diamond. Promotional grade. Oh, where'd that come from? This is one that we see, and this is a promotional deal that comes from, I'm not going to call store names, but your lower end stores or some of your stores that actually put out credit, and they don't really, come on in, buy our jewelry, we'll put it on our easy credit terms, and they make it look like they don't care if you pay for it or not. In most cases, if it's this low a grade, the cost price is probably $100 for them to get this piece assembled. And it is a diamond, but it's a low grade. If you know how to look for it, then you know that this is probably not what you want. But it's got a $600 price tag on it instead of $1,200 like some of the stores. Promotional grade, so they run this regular $600 diamond on sale today for $249, and this is what you're buying. The resale value on it is very, very low. It might be worth $80, $70, but if you don't look at it, you don't learn this, you don't know what you're buying, and you have to, look for the stuff. Read the labels. Getting back to the old guy that was, I don't remember his name, the big guy that his whole thing was read the labels all the time. But look, open your eyes, understand what you're buying and how you're buying it. And, I see people every day that's buying things, they don't have a prayer what they bought. Diamonds,
Actually, they don't. They do.
Diamonds 101 will give you just a little bit of information that maybe somewhere along the way will keep you from getting in trouble or not buying exactly what you think you bought. Now, these grades that I just went through, from internally flawless all the way to promotional, that's one of the C's. That's the clarity grade. Now we get into color, another C. Perhaps you'll remember this, and like I said, this is the first grade, guys, so don't let it stress you out, and don't make it complicated. If you look at this graph right here, you have D, E, and F, colorless. That's a diamond that has no apparent color to it. It looks like a clear pane of glass. There's no color, no nothing. Colorless, but D, E, and F is considered colorless. G, H, I is considered near colorless. It might have a faint little hue of some color in there, but as you look at this, you can't tell the difference. And a D, E, and F or a G, H, I, there's $300 difference in one from a D, E, F to a G, H, I. So, make them show you the grades. Understand what your grading colors are. You get into J, K, and L. You get into light or faint yellow. And I tried to show that where you've got a little, just a shade, just a hue. You won't see it normally. You cannot, under high intensity lights, you cannot tell the difference. But if it's a J, K, or L, you're getting into light or faint yellow. M, N, O gets into the fancy colors, and you see how dominant the yellow is. So, it can be half that yellow and still be an M, N, or an O.
What do they need to be? Do they need to be like light and shiny, or yellow to be the more expensive?
Well, any of them can be a very, depending on all the different areas, without getting it complicated, they can be a beautiful stone, a great graded stone, and still be worth a lot of money. But if the color's down on it, unless you're wanting a yellow stone, it's not going to bring the kind of money that a D, E, or F colorless stone will. It's just the perfect stone is an internally flawless D colorless diamond. $17,000 for 1 carat stone, wholesale. And the bottom of the barrel, $700 for an included promotional grade M or N, terrible color stone. So they're all over the spectrum. I mean, there's no, a little bit of this, too much of that. I mean, it moves around, and it's very difficult to do. That's why I tried to make this part of it the simplicity of this is just, remember that it's in groups of 3, DEF colorless, GHI near colorless, JKL light, faint yellow, faint color to it. MNO gets into fancy colors. Don't let these colors scare you. It's just, this is something that as you're looking at them, when you're buying a diamond or whether you're selling a diamond, understand this much about the color of it. It's just a little way of helping you. And like I said, this is Diamonds 101. This isn't going to make you become a gemologist overnight. It's not going to make you run out and able to sell it. But if you use some of these terminologies and eventually you get into it and you start to know what you're talking about, it's a great business. It's a fun business. Your cut, strictly cut, is different cuts from the trillion to the marquee to the oval to the princess to the round. Your colors, the ranges in color, DEF, GHI, JK, LMN, all your colors, all your clarities, and your carats. Your carats is just like a dollar. 100 pennies is a dollar. 100 points is a carat, 1 carat. 50 points is a half carat, 25 points quarter, 33 points third, 10 points a tenth. 66 points, 2/3 of a carat. So it's just general math. Whatever your points are, 100 points equals the whole thing. So that's the way you figure. If you got 200 points, you got a 2 carat. 250 points is a 2.5 carat. Math is no problem. Cut, color, clarity, and carat. Diamonds 101, what to look for, what to buy, and what not to buy. We've already determined by the grades, and you remember what we said earlier was the VS, SI, I1, I2. So here's what you want. You want VS quality or at least SI quality. Once again, do not be afraid to ask for a loop. If they won't give you a loop, tell them you're going to go get you one, you might come back. If they don't want to give you a loop in a jewelry store, there's something in there that they don't want you to see. Get what you pay for. The only thing I'm trying to stress here is get what you pay for. A 1 carat internally flawless diamond D color is probably around $17,000. These are off the top of my head. I'm not going to miss it $100 either way, but a 1 carat internally flawless, $17,000. A 1 carat VVS, same stone, same size, VVS, $3,500. 1 carat VS, $2,800. 1 carat slightly included, $2,300. 1 carat I grade imperfect, $1,300. A 1 carat promotional junk fried stone, it's a real diamond, $300. This is the same stone, the same size stone, just different grades of it. And there's probably not 1 out of 10 out there looking at this that would have any idea whether they was looking at a $3,500 diamond or a $1,300 diamond. This gives you just a little bit better education.
That's at wholesale.
That's wholesale.
That's wholesale.
This is wholesale prices, guys. Now, I'm going to tell you in a minute what retail does. But this is wholesale. This is cost. This VVS 1 carat stone at $3,500. Store has it in their showcase. It's going to be $7,000. A 1 carat VS is going to be $5,600. A 1 carat SI is going to be $4,600. A lot of room in there for discounts. So if you know what you're talking about, anybody that wants to sell you a diamond, they're going to get down and talk your terms if you understand the language. For most parts, middle of the road, middle of the scale, an SI1, SI2, GH color, that's medium cost, best look. That's what you're going to see in a lot of cases. If you look at this stone, This is not a bad stone, very pleasing to the eye. It's moderately priced. And when you look at it, medium cost, best look, under a loop, under a 10 power or 20 power loop, you're going to find that this stone has very few imperfections in it, and it's just a good stone that's out there. You're not trying to buy investment grade, and you don't want to buy the bottom of the barrel. You don't want to buy promotional. So keep these numbers in mind. SI1, SI2, GH, good stone to have. Remember that the cost that I gave you a few minutes ago, cost times 2, cost times 3, which is known as triple keystone, cost times 4, cost times 5, cost times 6, 6 marks, 6 times whatever the cost is for a full-blown high-end retail. If you're going to buy a diamond, think of it as an investment. Why would you want to pay 2 and 3 and 4 times what it's worth if you can buy an investment? If you can buy a diamond at investment prices, which is the cost that we went over earlier, if you can buy this diamond as an investment for $3,000, invest another $200 and have it put in a mounting, your investment is good, it's solid, it's a $2,000 diamond, it's a $200 mounting. You got $2,300 in what retail would be $6,000. So invest in the diamond, put the money on your hand, and enjoy it. Your investment will never go down. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. No, diamonds have not gone down in price in 17 years. They'll fluctuate a little bit, but up or down, like people trying to tell you they ain't worth nothing no more, diamonds are a good investment, but you've got to buy them at cost, spend the money to put them in a mounting, and then know what your investment is and enjoy your investment. Wear it. Don't leave it laying around in a safety deposit box. Enjoy the stone. This is not trying to hurt you or bore you to death in any way, but if you remember these things and if you look at them, I hope you wrote them down. If you don't, I've got some things that I'll hand out that's GIA certs that show you exactly what all this is in complicated terms. But if anybody's interested, come by and ask me for a flyer and I'll give it to you at the store anytime. And just here again, it's trying to educate and help you save money. Whether you're buying or selling, you can save money if you go by some of these easy, simple, first grade rules on diamonds.